Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb from Sfat. I want to share with you the movements I'm going to do for the 60th. I'm doing for the 60th day of our count of 100 from the day after Hanukkah until Purim. Means there's 40 days left till Purim. The 60th day is one of the times where the number fits the square. So it's a samach for the number 60. And that is, you bring one hand around and the other hand comes up and they meet and they cross very slightly. There's like a circle, but it's a V shape with a top. And you can then go to the other side and do it on the other side. So there can be this kind of windmill-like effect. So on one side, and you can close if you'd like, or the other side and close. We're going to do it when we do from Keter down to Malkhut. I'm going to go back and forth for each side. But since two of the Sefirot, four of the Sefirot are on the center column, when I alternate back and forth, I'll do the first and the last one will be on the left side, and the two middle ones, the Tiferet and Yesod will both be on the right side, and I'll do two. I'll do Tiferet on the right side and then stay on the right side for Netzach. And then at the end of this, we'll do the review of the whole line because it adds up to Sarah. It's the sixth house of Sarah being completed, the Vav house of Sarah. And so I'll go back to 51 and bring ourselves all the way through all these squares in this line that add up to 505, the name Sarah, equivalent to Sarah. So 60 is the samach. Keter is sa, sa, say, se, so, see, su, So the center column did two Keter and Malkhut on the left side, and Tiferet and Yesod on the right side. The rest of them are in their place, right or left. Okay, so the review. We're going to start with 51, which is its own place. So the pattern here is the two middle rows, row 5 and row 6, house 5 and house 6, have the numbers in their appropriate squares at each edge, 51 and 60, and in the middle too. So it'll be 55 and 56 will be in its appropriate square. And the other ones are variations with the 50s and the 40s vary. And when we did the line for 40s for the mem, the fifth row, then it was 41 and 50 at the edges, and 45 and 46 in the middle. And the whole pattern comes into the center and then goes out again. Okay, 51. So nun and an olive. Let me back up just a little here on a slant. So 52nd square is actually 49. So that's a mem. Tet. And then the 53 third square is 48. Mem, Chet. 54th square is 47. Mem and a Zion. Then 55 is in its own square. Nun and a Hay. 56 is in its own square. Nun. And I'll do the collecting buff. And then 57 goes 54, as if you're counting from the other side. So Nun and a dollar. Swing dollar. So that's the 57 square, 58 square, back to the mems, so it's a 43. Mem, Gimel. And the 59 square yesterday was 42. Mem, Bet. And today it's the 60th square and the Samach its own number. And that adds up to Sarah. So we'll do 2 Sarahs. Sin, Resh, A, and then acknowledge it's the 6th house completed, so we'll do a Vav, collecting Vav, and then Sarah on the other side. Collecting Vav to honor the 6th channel for Sarah. The 6th row is completed. And the nikudot for this one, each shoulder width apart, is Tiferet combined with Malkhut. So Tiferet's the Cholam and Malkhut is being breathed by Hashem. We'll do it 5 times, 1 for each level of soul. Oh. 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 Final one. Oh. And close. Focus here is how to manifest real balance and harmony in alignment with Hashem's will. And the Cholam for Tiferet. Then we're moving into the 72 holy names. It's the 4th combination of letters, and this one is an ayin. I'm going to do a small ayin. One that side of, whichever foot goes back, that's the hand that goes down. And a lamed, again from the side, is the lamed seen from the left side, a small lamed, and seen from the right side, the big lamed to the tip of my toe and the tips of my fingers in the full stretch. And then mem. This is interesting because it's not a final mem here, although many of the charts will show a final mem because the completion of a set of 3. For a word, it would be a final mem. But I'm going to do the mem as it appears in the verse, the final verse. It is not a final mem in that verse, so I'm going to do the regular mem of the coming up and over the open mem. I'm going to acknowledge the final mem. I'll show you the final mem as well. The final mem is, we call it the completion mem. It's a square, but it has a little bit of a tip there. It's a completion with a new start. Running into the tree here. So it's coming up on the outside there. So the difference between the mem and the samek, the final mem comes up the outside and you make a square. The side of your head is part of it. And the rocking has to do with this little tail in the final mem. A samek, on the other hand, is this circling motion. First with one hand and then the other. So, let's do 4 times with the mem, the open mem. One for each whirl. Ayin, lamed, mem. Ayin, lamed, mem. Lamed, mem. Ayin, lamed, mem. Going by the way it feels for me, I just suggest when you do this, you see what occurs to you. My sense of this is that the ayin, you step back, there's like a self-reflection here, self-awareness, and an openness to the world. It's like when you're a 4-year-old or in your 4th year, there's that real beginning to see yourself in other people's eyes and an opening to a vision of who you might be. And there's intense learning. It's the lamed, learning and even beginning to teach. If you have a younger sibling, often at that age you're already showing someone else things that you're learning. And the mem, it's like different with the open and the closed mem. The open mem is like, I think it signifies very much at that age a sense of wanting to give out into the world and receive back in. So there's this sense of not only the difference between which we had in the third one. Remember, we had the stomach, which was closed, and the head of the child beginning to contemplate the world, the difference between the closed stomach and the open tet. For the 3 letters. So I'm showing you how you can see particularly this whole first line is a growing, a progression of human development, personal development. If you put the final mem in, and I'll do it once that way, once on each side. Ayin, Lamed, Mem Sofit, it accentuates a big difference. Some ways of when you're completing your 4th year, or the whole, around 4 years old, 4 to 5 years old, there's often a sense of you're completing your childhood, the younger childhood part of your life. You majorly move forward at 5 or into the 5th year. It's like a little vague here because the first square can be the first year or being 1 year old, and it varies slightly in everyone's development. But I see this as a developmental process. It's beautiful. I'll share with you some of my thoughts on that, but find your own on this. I've been putting a Sefirot attachment to this. It would be the whole top row as a Hakma. And the 4th one, starting from Bina, gives us Tiferet. Oh, and today happens to be the day of Tiferet, so a green skirt for that. And wearing the brown because of Malkhut for the Sarah Magic Square Malkhut of Tiferet. But in this system, it's, again, we'll do 3 sets. Now for 3 levels of soul, it's a sense of the underlying oneness, and within that, balance and harmony and beauty. Oh. Oh. Bringing this all together now, Keter all the way through Malkhut with sound and shapes. Imaging through the body. A. O. E. Ooh. Ooh. So may we be blessed with a really grounding, centering quality of manifesting balance and harmony in all our interactions within ourselves. At the same time, reminding ourselves of the oneness underlying all reality. And in that place also bringing the balance and harmony and alignment with Hashem into our lives and in our interactions. May we all be blessed.